Today we are going to be reviewing Venom: The Last Dance, a interesting movie. Let's say that. We're just going to get right into it. No fancy dancy intro. You know how the drill goes. No spoilers, and then we got some stuff, very little, but some stuff to show off. I first saw Let There Be Carnage in 2021 in theaters. So this one was very deja vu for me. I saw the first movie on digital. I didn't watch it in theaters, but this one was quite deja vu, going to the theaters and seeing yet another Venom movie. Could be their last though. I think it's the last movie. Just get the trilogy going.
Yeah, well,
Called The Last Dance.
yeah, but there's like foreshadowing,
There's foreshadowing, but
but we don't know if it'll lead to a sequel.
right off the get-go, I just want to say Sony has not been doing good with their universe. I feel like Venom was the best thing they got, apart from the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies. Well, we had Madam Web, which was a massive flop. We had, what else did they do? That was a massive flop. Morbius. How could I forget? The legendary Morbius.
Was there a sequel?
I'd be surprised if there was, honestly.
I feel like I remember something about a sequel, or is that?
I'll be surprised, but yeah.
It was a meme.
And then next year apparently there's gonna be a Kraven the Hunter movie.
That's this year.
Really?
Is it next year or is it this year?
December.
It just says December, so it's soon this year.
I feel like Sony is trying to do anything but a Spider-Man movie.
But like, can they?
No, they only own Spider-Man characters.
But not Spider-Man.
Because they've given.
No, they own Spider-Man.
Yeah, but Spider-Man has gone
So
to the MCU.
is it shared?
Yeah, it's shared.
Tom Holland.
So they have to both approve it. Is that how it works?
I think so.
Okay, so yeah, they can't make their own Spider-Man.
No, but Spider-Man 4 is confirmed.
Yeah, but that's an MCU thing.
Yeah, I guess it's fair. They could technically, do
They
Amazing
have
Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Verse. Technically Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
That's them.
but they can.
So-
They have Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I think they can still do a third movie with him.
They're gonna be like, how do you explain this long gap and explain how he went to...
The MCU. Yeah.
Well, actually, that's not that
But I feel like if there was a Spider-Man to deal with all these characters Sony has been making movies on, it's probably Andrew's Spider-Man.
Maybe it's in the works. Maybe it's not. Who knows?
But yeah, without giving much spoilers, I feel like this movie was kind of underwhelming, in my opinion.
It's very underwhelming.
It was kind of underwhelming. I feel like it was kind of a step down from Let There Be Carnage.
Me and Santos both saw it literally yesterday because we were watching it just to catch up. Which one's better?
I think they're about the same.
Yeah, the first one was pretty good.
I think actually, yeah.
First Venom was pretty good.
Let There Be Carnage and this one are about the same, so I wasn't that disappointed because I saw a bad movie yesterday into another.
Yeah, but
bad
the thing
movie
is,
today.
Carnage was an established villain, so people had high expectations for him.
I guess the villain was better. The problem with this movie is the villain in the trailer.
It's like some monster scout.
The main villain for this movie never gets proper screen time, so that's kind of disappointing. There is no main villain.
Without spoiling it, yeah, that's the good way to say
So
it.
basically saying the main villain never shows up. Only his lackeys do.
Yeah.
And that is the main villain, which gets disappointing.
Because his minions already, the way they portray them already are OP as fuck.
The minions are already OP, but the main villain never shows up. So it feels disappointing.
Yeah.
And the ending for it is like...
It's conclusive in a way.
The ending's actually not too bad but
In a trilogy
it's
sense,
disappointing. Yeah. It's kind of disappointing though.
Yeah, it was also, but then as you said, it was also kind of foreshadowing stuff.
It was. So they maybe are setting up for a Venom 4 if this movie does well.
I feel like Venom is the best IP that Sony has. That's why they have 3 movies for him. Like, so far from all they've been doing, Venom is their most successful one. So I think Tom Hardy is pretty good as the character. He's definitely, I'm sorry, I know Venom has been established before in the third Tobey Maguire Spider-Man film, but I feel like Tom Hardy just takes does a much better job at playing the character than that other guy in the Toby film.
I don't even know who played him. I never saw that movie. I just see.
Yeah.
I've only seen clips from it.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like that Venom wasn't that good. Like Tom Hardy actually did a pretty good job at this. Also, like the CGI for Venom is actually pretty solid, like consistent through all three movies. So I think that's been pretty good. That being said, the plot itself, it does feel a little like inconsistent. Let's say that you have a lot of like it's like monotone. Something happens, so it peaks a little bit and just goes back. It dips. There's no build up. I don't think there was like there was a climax, but it was just action. It was just jam packed of action.
I guess you can say there's no build up. There's also like, it's just very random. You see like random scenes pop up here and there, and there's a couple storylines they stuffed in there that I feel like you could have done other ones or just remove it. Exactly. I'm not gonna say which one yet, but there's a storyline in there that's kind of random.
Exactly. And Let There Be Carnage. Carnage may be the villain, and I think Carnage was the selling point for people to go watch the movie. I didn't really see there was something in this movie that's getting people to desperately want to see the movie.
They didn't advertise the main villain. They're just like Venom.
Like Venom's on another adventure. Also, Let There Be Carnage it looked like by the end of that movie, it looked like it was setting up Venom to enter the MCU.
Yeah. That was just an Easter egg, though. Ended up being a bit of an Easter egg only.
Yeah, and then in No Way Home, as we know, he got sent back to the Sony universe because of Doctor Strange's spell.
Yeah. And, yeah, also the start of this movie, he gets sent back.
I feel like the scene it felt a little different. It might have been a retake.
Okay. But at the beginning, it literally picks off right at the end of
the No Way Home
scene.
Yeah.
That's exactly
That's
where it
not really
off.
spoilers. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, but no. So I feel like a bit of the expectation already died at this point because by the end of Let There Be Carnage, the movie came out 2 months before No Way Home. So people were like, "Oh my God, Venom's gonna be in the movie. They're gonna do a Sinister Six kind of situation. Venom's gonna be the last villain that Tom Holland's gonna fight," which didn't happen. So yeah, so that's why I feel like people, upon seeing this movie, people are like, "What's the point? He's not gonna fight Spider-Man. Boring." So that's why. So I feel like that kind of hurt the movie a little bit. To be fair, they kind of baited us.
It already finished. We already knew that it wasn't going to happen in No Way Home.
Exactly.
So
I feel that's what I was thinking. Some people might have seen this movie as pointless.
The movie is worse than I expected.
It wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
what were you expecting, though?
I don't know. More action, I think, because that's what the trailer showed.
What about just Tom Hardy?
Yeah, his acting is good. Yeah. Because probably when they're filming, he has to imagine Venom being around him, so he has to act in different ways.
I do feel like the Venom and Eddie relationship, we've seen plenty of that already from the first two movies. So at this point in this movie, there's a lot of scenes that just happen between two. Yes, it's funny, it's entertaining, but we've seen quite a bit of it already. That's why I feel like the plot is falling a little bit. Then again, it is significantly better than Madam Web. So, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's just underwhelming. So I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
I'll give it a 5.
Give it a 5.5.
It could be better. So if I had to rank it, it literally is in the order of the trilogy. First one, Let There Be Carnage. This one, from best to worst. That's how I'd rank it.
Yeah, the first one is the best one, but I don't know about the other two.
Second one's a little bit better.
What are your thoughts on Sony using Venom, who was originally written to be a Spider-Man villain, and use him as a hero, like a superhero?
Anti-hero.
Yeah, that's what most people call it. I mean, are you going to make him a villain and kill everyone? You could, but that would get a little boring.
I feel that would undo a lot of the storytelling from the first, like the.
No, I mean
movies.
like if instead of the first movie, we made just Venom just evil and just, you know, more evil. You could. But yeah, not obviously they're not doing that.
I feel like Sony took a gamble with Venom, and it sort of paid off.
The first how much box office the first one?
I think the first one actually did pretty well, relatively well. I think it might have gotten a nominee for best visual effects because of the CGI of Venom.
How about the second one?
Second one, I think did well, but the reviews weren't, the strongest. I think just people expected more from Carnage. Enough people have seen the movies to when that post-credit scene played in No Way Home, everyone was like, "Oh my god, that's Venom!" Like people were able to recognize him.
Did he transform? It was just no.
He was just talking to him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Enough people have seen at least the first movie.
Yeah, to know that that's Venom when the post-credit scene popped up. Yeah. Let's go into spoilers. Take it away, Brandon. You had things you wanted to say
Anyways, the movie picks off exactly where they left off
from No Way Home. Yeah.
But like the scene is slightly different, where he gets like sucked into a portal instead of just like vanishing. But the portal looks like the xenophage portal, which we'll talk more about later. But they're essentially the monsters. Actually, the movie starts with Null and the monsters.
Null, yeah.
So Null is the villain. Santos, you want to explain more about Null?
I think he's looking up like information for him. Oh, he's played by Andy Serkis, right? Yeah.
I have no clue because
In the credits, it said Andy Serkis.
I didn't look.
So,
I didn't pay attention to that point. You can't tell who it is in my. Oh, maybe you could, but I can't.
So I heard a little bit of Gollum,
They have regen abilities.
and like the mouth is like a drill. Like every time he eats someone, this blood just spills out at the end, like sprays out at the end.
Yeah. Anyways, let's essentially the beginning. He's just Eddie's on a run.
In Mexico.
He's in Mexico for some reason. He's basically going on a run. He's on the run.
Did he go back to the Sony universe
Yeah, he went to the MCU universe.
for like 10 minutes and then went back to Sony?
Yeah, and then he like kind of just he's just on the run, and then the xenophages get sent from Null to get the codex, which is the key to freeing Null.
So the backstory is like the symbiotes rebelled against Null and then trapped him in a prison. I thought the symbiotes were bad guys, but then like by the end of this movie, all the symbiotes were good guys. They were like all helping the humans.
I guess it's not. They didn't explain it that well. Yeah. But they just all suddenly became.
Because like in the first movie, like the plot of the first movie was like Riot was trying to send a rocket to bring all the symbiotes over to Earth so they can like feast on the humans. And all of a sudden in this movie, all the symbiotes are good guys helping the humans.
I think the symbiotes like to eat humans, but also really don't like Null.
So they just teamed it up with the humans.
Maybe. Or another explanation is that if they destroy Earth, there's no more humans to eat.
Yeah, so they just teamed up with them.
So that's an explanation, but it's not really well explained. So.
Yeah. So, but then again, there are still bad guys, such as when Eddie and Venom run into a cartel that's like holding dogs hostages, or like.
Well, that's at the beginning. That's the fun scene to show off how powerful Venom is. Thing they do like in a lot of movies.
Yeah. It's like dog trafficking.
Anyways, Venom got a nice snack from that.
Yes, he did. After Mexico, he sees the Statue of Liberty, and he's like, let's go to New York. I think the idea was to go to New York to find Spider-Man.
Is that why? You didn't explain it.
He did just say what they wanted. They wanted to see the Statue of Liberty.
Okay, so for some reason, he wanted to go to New York, which I don't know, except we don't know exactly.
Maybe just find Spider-Man? I don't know.
Anyways, he ends up... There's a Venom horse, Venom spider, Venom frog in the movie now. Because Venom can possess different things, which is kind of cool. But I guess they just wanted to show off CGI.
Oh, okay. Well, he's on the run now because Mordo, who's now a military soldier, has been tasked to capture Venom and also Eddie. They captured them both
Oh yeah, and then they're also experimenting in a lab somewhere.
in Area 51.
Area 51, yeah. And then basically the cop that died in the last movie gets resurrected because they have symbiote stuff. And they feed him. They give him
What
the
happened to
symbiotes.
him from the previous movie?
He died. He got impaled.
But they've gone with the narrative that it was Eddie that killed him. That's why they were hunting
Well,
him.
yeah, because everyone else dead. Basically, they attached a symbiote to him, which was a weird green
one.
neon. So basically, he possesses him. The green Venom's there, and then because the Venoms are all part of a symbiote hive mind, they all like, we don't like Null, so they're like, Null is coming. You must, if you kill Eddie or Venom, you prevent that happening because the codex is how they unlock. Every time Venom is in his fully transformed form, the xenophages know exactly where they are.
Because the codex is like pinged to them. Yeah.
So like in the movie, their vision is shown as completely gray with like a little bit of outlines, and the codex is bright orange. That's like the only thing they can
But
see.
yeah, they also say it also shows that the creature, what's his name?
Null?
No, the
Xenophage?
Yeah, they don't just randomly attack stuff. Like he literally looked at the dogs and left them alone.
Well, no, yeah, but then at the same time, after the scene, the Xenophage left, the dogs are like gone.
The dogs probably just went back inside the building or something.
But it looks so weird because I was like, dogs are here. Next scene, nothing on the street. So I don't know if it's a intentional or a CGI mistake.
Like the parts where it attacked the soldiers and ate them was because the soldiers were shooting at it first.
So basically, it goes for the codex or anyone attacking it.
Yeah.
But no one else.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like,
It's not really like that hostile.
but you really want a big monster running around?
That's true.
It still attacks you. It won't like attack you. Like if you accidentally touch it, it'll probably kill you.
Yeah, well, it's just like a lot of animals in the real world. You leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. Pretty much.
Venom keeps getting chased by the military, and then they have a lake fight, and then that's how they
Oh yeah, also no the plane first.
the plane. Oh yeah, for some reason they're trying to get to New York, so gets on a plane, but he's too poor to buy a ticket, so
So he's just hanging out on the outside of the plane.
yeah. Anyways, they decide to fully transform because at this time they didn't know the xenophages exist yet. And then the xenophage literally just jumps onto the plane and then is like attacking them. Also, what happened to the passengers? I think
I don't think the plane ever crashed. The plane was fine.
no, well, he didn't see it crash, but the engine got screwed over. There's a hole in the side of the plane from the
So I think let's just say that logically the plane probably made an emergency landing.
probably, but there's a chance that those passengers they're just dead. Who knows?
Yeah, well, let's go with the safe assumption.
We never know what happened to them.
They made a safe landing at the nearest airport. We'll say that.
He loses his Crocs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The dog broke his Crocs, so he took one of the shoes from a dead cartel man, and then
But he loses a shoe on the way down.
because it doesn't fit his feet, it just falls right off.
Well, and then he's like 1 foot, and then he goes in the water.
Oh, he finds the horse.
He finds the horse. They transform. Venom makes a venomized horse.
Which goes super
And
quickly,
then
apparently.
They go like,
Yeah. And then they go to the river, and then that's when the soldiers catch up.
and then they have a fight. Venom kills someone, or I mean, Eddie kills someone.
And he like has a moment like, holy shit, I just killed someone.
Well, she's the one who took at the gun. That's kind of your fault. Shouldn't have done that, I guess. But I mean, at the same.
Meanwhile, I think the story you're talking about that doesn't make sense was the lady doctor, right? No. The lady scientist.
No, I was talking about the. Okay, well,
I'm
talking about the.
I thought that story was unnecessary of just her, like the backstory of her brother got struck by lightning.
Okay, I guess that was one of those a little bit, but I was talking about the family.
It didn't really make sense to me with that storyline. Like, sure, you had a dead brother who died from a.
She got zapped by lightning. To be fair, she's the doctor. I don't know. Did they need her?
I feel like she wasn't needed. Now about the family, I don't know if you picked it up, but the dad is the same guy who played the lizard.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. in the
In the
Amazing
first,
Spider-Man?
the first Andrew Garfield movie.
Really? I don't recognize him at
He
all.
played the Lizard.
Oh, didn't recognize.
So there was a brief shot of him in the trailer. That's why people were like, "Oh my God, the Lizard's in the movie." But it looked like he played a completely different guy, like an alien enthusiast.
Okay, I guess I was just thinking the alien family was kind of random.
Yeah,
Literally a conspiracy theorist family.
the daughter was the only one who had some kind of sense.
Everyone is just crazy.
Yeah,
Well, the kid is like,
the little. I mean, he didn't want to see aliens,
that's all.
and his world was kind of shattered.
He's like 8 years old.
Yeah,
Eddie just wanders into their camp, like their campsite, and then they're like, "Hey, what you doing? Why are you here?" And then they
There was
literally just
no
invite
questions.
him.
They were just welcome. They just welcomed
They
him,
just gave him food.
which he didn't eat,
He's like,
or Venom didn't want to eat it.
why didn't Venom want to eat that?
I guess Venom's not a vegetarian.
Well, it looked pretty good. It was like corn.
Venom likes chocolate.
Yeah, but like that's just for Eddie. Eddie can eat corn.
Yeah, well, Venom's selfish sometimes.
So he literally is like, I need to go to New York, and they're like, we'll just drop you off at Las Vegas.
And that was where I thought that was the last time we're going to see the family. But turns out that there was a lot more for the family later on. Do you think it was actually the Lizard? The same?
I don't know.
Or
I don't,
you
I don't
think it's
remember
just
that.
coincidence? Same actor, different character.
You mean, do you think he's a lizard, or it's confirmed the same actor, right?
Yeah. In the credits, it's Reese Ifans.
Okay, I don't know I don't know if it's a lizard. It's probably not.
Probably it's just maybe a same actor, different character.
I don't. Why is the lizard being a conspiracy theorist?
Exactly. Like
Actually,
I was
kind of is.
kind of confused with that.
He just wants to turn everyone to lizards.
He was in No Way Home as well. He was the Lizard in No Way Home.
Is there a lizard?
Yeah, Lizard was in No Way Home.
Oh, it's very heavy CGI.
But he just did voiceovers. He wasn't actually on set because of COVID. He couldn't go there to film.
was
So
a CGI guy, right?
So the Lizard, when you see the Lizard on screen, it's completely CGI. Yeah, they didn't have an actor there.
I see. So, anyways, they basically drive him to LA for some reason. They give him $20. The kid gives him chocolate.
$20, which Venom blows it all at the casino.
Yeah. And then he punches the machine for some reason. And then they run into Mrs. Chen. Miss Chen.
Yeah. She runs a convenience store. Yes, she managed to book the nicest hotel room in that hotel.
She owns a convenience store. I don't think she works there. She owns it.
Meanwhile, there's a whole sub B plot of the scientist and her past trauma of her brother. She's very into this research of the symbiotes. The mortal general guy is like, my soldiers just died, and she's like, I don't care. Science requires sacrifice.
Something. They're kind of pissed at each other for some reason. Oh yeah, and we talk about the dancing scene.
Oh yeah,
It's so random.
it was so random, but it's kind of funny seeing Venom just dance.
So basically, if they didn't dance, there would be no xenophage in Area 51. Because he decided to transform into Venom form.
so he could dance.
Yeah, literally only reason. Yeah. So they
The
could
Last
dance.
Dance.
They needed a reason for the title of the movie.
They're like, we have a dance scene. I know what the name is.
Oh, also the guy peeing.
Oh yeah. So apparently in casinos, if you don't dress nicely, you're not allowed in. So Eddie goes and knocks out a guy that was pissing on his feet to take his suit.
Yeah, and he got arrested probably.
Oh yeah, and then when the police show up, he was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, the guy who did it, I think he went over there." Like, oh yeah, sick. And it just no further questions. It just went to.
He's so drunk anyways, you can't tell.
Yeah. And then the first oh yeah, he also knocked out the first security guard.
Yeah, and somehow, thankfully, got knocked out hard enough. You didn't see him come that
Exactly.
So that was kind of funny scene, but
Goes
kinda
in,
weird.
Venom gambles all of his $20.
Yeah, and then they spot Mrs. Chen. So that's pretty much what happened.
That's basically what happens.
Yeah, and then anyway, after the dance scene, they get captured, sent to Area 51 because Venom transformed the xenophage. Now knows where they are, and pretty much
Follows them to the
follow
military
them.
base. Yeah.
I don't know how the people flying did not see the xenophage.
Also, as in the story, apparently Area 51 was getting decommissioned for some reason.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there were shots of them like blowing up buildings and stuff.
Oh yeah. anyways, the family wants to go to Area 51, and then Venom gets captured and sent there because the military captured him. They capture Venom in a thing machine, and then they have a bunch of other symbiotes there. They get captured. The military guy is like, "This is our base now. No more experiments."
Because he got permission from, I guess, the Secretary General or something. They never show his face.
Yeah, that's weird too. They never explain that part.
There was a other scientist lady that was, I don't know, sympathetic towards Venom.
How did Venom escape?
She was his temporary host.
Okay, so
When
she was the one that let him go.
Yeah.
That's off screen, I guess.
And then when the general guy's like, "We're taking over," he also let me shoot Eddie because he got my men killed.
And then he gets shot.
And then Venom like switches from the girl back to Eddie to like quickly heal him.
And then that's the fight scene. They have start of the fight scene, and then the xenophage just shows up.
Yeah, and also the detective Green guy dies.
Yeah. When then he comes out, they try to help. They fight the monster together, but he gets eaten right away.
Exactly.
So kind of sad.
So like they were all the symbiotes were on the same team when the showed up, and that's when Venom was like, "Released symbiotes." All the symbiotes gets released, and they start just going to the nearest person and start using them as a host.
Didn't have a plot point saying symbiotes can only inhabit people who are compatible?
Yeah. Maybe that's why a lot of them. That's why a lot of them probably died because there was no.
No, they died to the xenophage.
Yeah, because they weren't fighting well.
But they're still fighting.
Yeah.
I don't. Anyways, they just released a bunch of them.
The objective was like for all the symbiotes. The objective was hold off the xenomorph as long as possible for Venom to escape.
The xenophage is too strong, and then at some point throughout the fight, they kind of break out, and then
at the same time, the family's in the tower.
They broke into Area 51. They're in the tower, and they're like, "Oh, the aliens!" And then they spot Eddie. They're like, "Oh no, it's Eddie."
Eddie knows an alien. While the soldiers and the other symbiotes are fighting, Eddie quickly goes up to the family to like talk to them.
No, and then the military guy shoots an RPG
and kills one of the symbiotes by accident.
They for some reason killed the symbiotes, and then they're like, they were trying to help you.
And then Agony was like, we're trying to. No, that's not Agony. Agony's the purple one. The green lady symbiote was like, "What are you doing? He was trying to help you."
Anyways, all the symbiotes just kind of died.
Yeah. No, because symbiotes, their weaknesses is fire and sound. Yeah. So the RPG actually like straight up killed that symbiote.
And the guy.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. But anyways, they all just got eaten or blown up or something. And then
I will say, as gruesome as it's actually pretty cool. Like the animation of him like eating someone and just splattering her.
Yeah, it was the only basically at the end, the only one that, or like after all the symbiotes died, the green one remains, like the girl green one, and Venom. But Venom
Agony.
doesn't want to
And then Agony.
but that's after.
Yeah.
That happened after. So it's pretty much two left. But Venom doesn't transform. He's on his motorcycle because he doesn't want to attract attention to himself. So they try to kill them, but then tries to lead them to a explosive pile and then blow it up. But it didn't work. So
Chopper crashes.
Stuff happens, and then the main military guy gets stabbed.
Mordo.
The xenomorph.
Yeah.
Mordo gets stabbed.
And then Venom's like, I'm gonna make a sacrifice. I'm gonna sacrifice.
They're like, we're screwed because there's 5 xenomorphs now because more got summoned at some point. And then Venom is like, and then basically he goes, absorbs all the xenomorphs.
And then kicks Eddie out. Yeah.
And then there's a tank of acid somewhere. And then basically
it can only be activated by
military.
Mordo.
And then Mordo.
He's supposed to call him Mordo.
The doctor and the assistant are all there. And then basically Mordo, they're like, Venom's like nodding at him to signal him to, you know, incinerate acid.
And then he struggles to stab, and then Venom literally helps him out.
And then they both run away from the explosion because the thing's blowing up. And then this is the... And
Scientists were going to make it, and
yeah.
then
Well, one of them, the assistant tripped,
the assistant was the green Venom. Yeah.
but the Venom got eaten. So like she got split up.
Oh yeah, and then the Simu just
So
got
that she doesn't
munched
have
up.
powers
Yeah.
anymore. And then the scientist took a vial, and then
Became Agony to.
who's also has super speed powers.
I guess
which I didn't
it's
know.
the Flash Venom.
The Flash. Can we just call her the Flash?
Yeah. And then she saves the assistants. And her.
The Millet Mordo dead because he blew himself up with a grenade. Also,
That was to finish off the.
yeah, and then the explosions, and then they get saved. And then yeah, that's pretty much the end.
So is Venom dead?
Supposedly, but then he's also like,
That's why I say it does feel conclusive. It feels like that was the end of
yeah,
Venom.
Venom sacrifices himself, but there was like a couple lines in the movie that are like, "I will see you again" or something.
Or
That was
like,
just I will never forget you.
I will never.
Yeah.
He said something else. Did he?
but it is implied that that is the end of Venom's story.
Implied that
Yeah.
Venom is dead, probably. Maybe he shows up again, but like they'd have to explain it.
Yeah, Secret Wars probably is the best explanation.
And then the end credits scene is
Well, the movie kind of ends with Eddie. He's no longer being hunted. He's been cleared.
oh yeah, he's been cleared. He walks around, thinks
New
about
York.
Venom.
Memories by Maroon 5 starts playing.
Yeah, and then that movie ends.
Yeah, and he reaches the Statue of Liberty. He looks at it. He's like, "I will never forget you, Venom," or something like that. And in first post credit scene, I don't understand the first post credit scene. It's just like a face reveal of Null.
He's just angry. So it's basically, I guess, foreshadowing Null appearing sometime later in a other movie or.
But he's
Venom.
not freed. How is he gonna, do a pull of Thanos and
Don't know.
say, "I'll do it myself"?
He probably has a way. So it's basically implying Venom Null will come back, and then
Second post credit scene, which felt like an eternity to wait for.
yes, the also the bartender in the Sony universe. So there's technically two.
This is the Sony bartender,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
MCU bartender.
Yeah, so he's literally in his bar. Some guy Eddie raids his bar, messes it up, and then military guys come in, and then they interrogate him for a bit, and then they capture him.
Held him, Area 51, yeah.
There's literally zero reason, because then you don't see him for the rest of the movie till the end credits. So I guess it's implied that he was stuck in that Area 51 the whole time while the fighting was going on, but he was just stuck there.
And he comes out, and he's like, "Hello? What's going on?" And then a cockroach touches the lightning. Yeah. That's the so. It was like, what?
I don't know. I guess it's implied that the beetle. I think it's a beetle, right?
Beetle, cockroach, some insect.
Some insect. That's blue beetle.
DC crossover.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. That one. The problem. Someone out there will probably have an explanation. You rocks.
Eric Voss, we need you.
Explain why there's the insect touching an electric vial.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the movie.
I honestly thought, this might have been a missed opportunity to put Andrew Garfield in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
A Spider-Man,
You know what? Good idea. But that would up the budget.
That would up the budget. So, was that guy the Lizard, or just same actor, different character?
Why is the lizard chilling in Area 51?
Like, I'm still a bit confused about that. They just so happened to cast the same actor in the same universe to play a different character.
Well, oh yeah.
That's a different universe.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's not the same as the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man universe.
Yeah, I don't think there's a Spider-Man in Venom universe.
We never heard about it.
but Andrew would make the most sense. I feel like if they had to put a Spider-Man in that universe.
And probably the Craven movie is in another universe because there's also a different version of Rhino.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, Rhino was This is exactly what I mean in the beginning. I don't understand. I'm kind of lost with what Sony's direction is.
They have no direction. Yeah. I don't know.
Honestly, they should just hand over the rights to let Disney do their thing. Let the MCU do their thing.
I don't know if Disney would do it that much better. Probably better, but like, they have enough characters already, right?
Venom should have honestly stayed in the MCU. He'd fit in the MCU.
I guess. What movie do you think he'd mostly show?
He could come on in Spider-Man 4. He could show up there.
Spider-Man 4, Secret Wars.
Do you think the MCU might do a reboot? Or
This is a little bit off topic, but
Maybe like 5 to 10 years from now, depending on how well Secret Wars.
I think Secret Wars might be a reboot. I think that might be the objective of Secret Wars.
Maybe you crack the code. We'll come back to this video. When's it coming out? 2 years from now?
And then Kevin Feige's gonna show up at my door.
He's gonna show up at your door and like silence you.
I might have cracked the code. Anyways, yeah. So that's the movie. That's basically The Last Dance, the third and maybe final Venom movie.
Maybe. I don't know. Check the news.
Like Venom,
Sir Venom 4.
I feel like the direction they're gonna take with Venom is he won't have his own movies anymore. He's just gonna appear in other movies.
Yeah, but they need to explain why he's still alive because he's dead here. Yeah. So they need to explain why he's back.
Secret Wars will probably make the most sense. I think people are just dying to see Venom take on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I think in this sense, Tom Holland's Spider-Man makes the most sense to fight.
But I mean, this Venom's not inherently too evil.
Yeah. Maybe he could team up with Tom Holland.
Can we see you? Yeah. Yeah, this Venom's not very evil. He just likes eating people. Is like the most evil thing.
Yeah.
Because he needs fuel. That's
So
about it.
who do you think the villain will be then for Spider-Man 4? Because No Way Home they brought back all the OG villains.
And we have Spider-Man and Venom versus Null.
Oh, you know what? That actually that is a good plot. Null's too strong for Spider-Man. Venom knows about Null. Then they can team up.
All right.
Hire me, Sony. I will fix your broken universe.
I think they'd lose though. Null's kind of strong, although I don't know how often we've actually like seen him in comics and stuff.
Yeah. So the Kraven the Hunter movie is not in the same universe as Venom.
well, probably not.
Yeah.
Are we gonna review that?
I honestly I'm not really interested in that one.
Okay.
We shall see. We'll see how the movie goes. So that's the movie. No more thoughts. Let's just look at the stuff. So I guess the marketing on this movie is also kind of suffering. There has been absolutely zero Funko Pops, zero like Lego, there's like no merch for this movie. Cineplex is zero merch for this movie.
I agree.
Let There Be Carnage has Funko Pops, and that is exactly what we'll be looking at. What we will be looking at. So they have no Funko Pops for The Last Dance, but I figured it'll be a good place to show the Let There Be Carnage Pops. So, take it away. So first, here's Venom.
It looks like his tongue just looks so weird. I don't know. Something about him makes him look like a baby.
He looks like a baby.
He looks like he wants to like. I don't know. He looks like he's gonna like grab a toy or something.
Okay.
I don't know. It's an interesting pose.
I got this in 2022, a long time ago.
Something about it seems like disproportionate. It's kind of weird, but I mean it's just a Funko.
That's Venom. Out of 10, what do you give him?
6.5.
6.
The next two is Carnage. Even though he's not in the movie. Well, let's just look at him. Why not? So Santos is currently holding the common one, and then this one is an exclusive. This one's from New York Comic Con.
His right hand looks like a lobster claw.
He's a more interesting pose, I guess, than Venom. Give that 7.
6.5.
Okay. And then we have the Comic Con exclusive Carnage.
That one has the more tentacles.
Fun fact, this is my second one. The first one, I dropped it from the second floor to the first floor. So you can guess what happened to the box.
Do you still have the figure?
Yep. So I rebought it, a new one.
How much was this? Is it expensive?
No.
Is it exclusive or no?
Like $25.
Oh, it's not that. I thought it's just a limited
It wasn't
edition.
worth that much. But yeah, my first Carnage just took a massive L.
I see. Well, we have Ryan has 2 Carnages.
Yeah. No, I don't have the first one anymore.
No.
I got rid of it.
Oh, you sold it?
Yeah. I just sold it out of box and threw the box away.
You could have given them the nice dropped box. Anyways, I'd give this a slightly higher. What did I give it? I'd give it 7.5. Slightly higher than the normal.
7.
You're just 0.5 lower than me.
Yes. All right. So these weren't really related to this movie, but they didn't make any Funko Pops for this movie, so that was the best we got. The only piece of merch that I was successfully able to get is the popcorn buckets from Landmark Cinemas. Cineplex has done absolutely nothing for this movie, so it's actually not bad though. But Santos, unbox it. Unbag it. If you're wondering where's the popcorn, this guy ate it already. So, yeah. The Venom
Inside his brain.
popcorn bucket from Landmark Cinemas, which is a big upgrade because Landmark has some pretty disappointing merch for Deadpool and Wolverine. So this is quite an upgrade.
They cared about the less popular movies.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can open his head.
This was $40. Really? The Deadpool and Wolverine bucket I bought from them, even though it doesn't look really good as great, it was like what, $20 with popcorn. This one's $40 with popcorn. It looks a lot nicer though, so I don't blame them. It's justified.
Okay, there's some rough edges. It's kind of, yeah, it's not very smooth.
Where do you even put the popcorn? Oh, they open his mouth. Okay, I guess not. Yeah.
Imagine you could open his mouth. That would be cool. Yeah. Him eating pop. You just put chocolate in there. Yeah. I'd feed him chocolate. I should put human brains in there.
That would make sense.
They're just kidding. We put chocolate.
There is a popcorn bucket available. It's in the U.S. only, where his mouth is open and you take the popcorn out of his. It's like the Wolverine popcorn bucket, similar. I'm not driving down to the States to get it, but yeah, that's the best we got. Actually, that's actually not bad. Like, genuinely speaking, this is actually one of the better buckets in my opinion.
I don't like the texturing. It feels like it's just manufacturer error. It's kind of rough. Do you feel it, Thanos?
And I think for its price, I would understand it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably like molding issue.
I think there too. The plastic's not very good quality. It's not very smooth. That's my main.
Yeah, for $40, I think you would expect a little more.
For $40, I'd rate this a 6 out of 10. If it was cheaper, it'd be like 6.5.
5.5.
Damn.
Maybe that's why Cineplex didn't do anything for this movie.
Yeah, it was probably not worth it.
Yeah. This is definitely one of those buckets where, like, I remember when I went to the theater to buy it, like, they had it advertised on the screen. It was on the screen. And it had the bucket. But when I asked them for it, it wasn't like it was just there, ready for the taking. They had to go to the back of the... They had to go to the storage room to get one out for me. So I assume not enough people are buying it.
They just tucked it away.
Yeah. I mean, for its price, I understand. Yeah. It does... Keep in mind though, for anyone who's like actually buying popcorn buckets as well, like it does come with popcorn, but the trick is to get it on the side. Don't ever ask them to put it in the bucket itself. Yeah, exactly. So just get it on the side. No extra charge. Or just put it in a large bag and then give it to you. That is the life hack I have been going with ever since. I've seen so many people just buy the bucket. They want the bucket, but they don't want the popcorn. But all the popcorn's in the bucket, so they just pour it all out. It's like, it's just such a waste. Like if you put it in the bag, just leave it on the side. Eat it another time.
Or you could just tell them no popcorn.
Yeah, no, but usually they'll insist on giving it to you. It's in the price, right? You're paying for it anyway, so they'll just insist on giving it.
But what if you're literally like, I am going to throw it out?
That's fair. Yeah, then I think they'll understand and just give you the bucket. But as a collector's item, this could work. This could sit on the shelf. Just a giant head just smiling deviously at you. But yeah. Is it better than the iconic Wolverine bucket?
That one's better quality. The quality on this one's questionable.
And there you go. That's our movie review on Venom, The Last Dance. So, we had quite a lot to say about it. I do hope to see more Venom in the future. But maybe not so much solo movies anymore.
I agree.
Give us your best I agree in the Venom voice.
I agree.
Yeah.
Hope you liked the video. Subscribe.
And check out what was the last movie review? Transformers 1. There you go. Yeah.
Was it the last one? Yeah, it was. That movie was a lot better.
Really?
You should if they're both in theaters still by the time this releases, you go watch that.
It was
one.
still in theaters when we watched it.
No, but when this releases.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if the movie... Anyways, that movie is better than this one. So if you're going to pick something to watch, go watch that.
In terms of Marvel movies, Deadpool and Wolverine is significantly better. Yes. Like, without a doubt. But yeah. Check out our other movie reviews. And whatever other episodes you want to check out on the channel. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.